No great thing has ever been accomplished without the ability of a great leader to follow that moral compass, to bring people along, and to overcome the obstacles.
You know, with all its flaws and failings, this country is not only the greatest experiment in history, but the thing that I've learned over the years, it also is the inspiration for people who are not living as well as we are all over the world. We are their inspiration, and in many ways, we are their hope that we will come to their assistance.
There are so many global challenges that continue around the world. We need the best thinkers on national security, human rights, humanitarian efforts, and in order to prepare the next generation of leaders, we need to make sure that there is a place where they can be educated, where there's an honest discussion about the challenges that we face around the world.
In terms of bringing together the important people in any particular discussion, I'd have no hesitation about the McCain Institute's ability to do that.
To take a look at different ways to not only approach things, but different ways to encourage freedom and democracy around the world, which, in our opinion, is the most important issue there is.
In the spirit of John McCain himself, in the spirit of the McCain family over multiple generations, the McCain Institute for International Leadership, I think, has an opportunity to sort of step out and depart from the standard think tank model. We're not just sitting around talking about things. We're actually going to facilitate the making of decisions.
We're not a town in Washington short of ideas. We're a town in Washington short of leadership. Policy proposals without leadership, without values behind the proposal, without people who are courageous enough to sell the idea at a time when it's unpopular, it's just a series of random ideas.
So much of the instinct, in think tanks in particular, is to stake out a particular position on an issue and just build support around that. It's not designed to move the ball forward. And there just aren't that many places whose mission it is to bring people together, people who don't already agree.
Senator McCain has always had a history of being highly collaborative, of being willing and able to listen to a lot of different views and perspectives on issues.
One of the things I'm sure that the Institute will do is work in a very bipartisan basis.
The McCain Institute is something that we believe will be a legacy to everything that's good about this country and what I believe is the future of this country.
You know, I've been very proud of Cindy's volunteer work. Cindy has been very involved in trying to help all people of Africa, but especially women, because women in many cases bear the brunt of the atrocities that are committed in these terrible civil wars.
The most important thing that we can do is empower young people to become good leaders and good representatives.
We'll have a fellowship program where we'll try and get the best and brightest.
It would be great to see the Institute connect the students, future leaders of our country, with policymakers like myself and others.
To have insight into how policy is made, the nuts and bolts of it, which is very important to have that understanding as you approach the whole issue of decision making. One of my hopes is that one of the people who is involved in the McCain Institute would assume a position of great leadership later on in this century. I'm very committed to this partnership with Arizona State University. This university has grown to be not only the largest in the country, but it has grown to be one of the most respected. And frankly, a partnership of a person of the caliber of Dr. Michael Crow is incredibly important.
We're bringing the willingness to do something new. We're bringing the willingness to attract a differentiated set of people, hardcore, classic academics with thoughtful existing leaders, emerging new leaders. We're bringing this commitment to outcomes and this commitment to action. And I think those are things that are unusual in the academic world, and so we serve as a good home.
This is the rapid information age. Arizona State University is on the cutting edge of it.
Technology here is so critical because we now have a lot of information in most of the fields that we're talking about. It's often very disaggregated, it's not very coherent, so the decision theater allows us a chance to put that information together, visualize it, simulate it, and now provide this really unique environment for decision makers to go into to think about the future.
There's no doubt in my mind that the efficiencies that will result will be incredible.
My hope is that the McCain Institute will be a center of gravity, a meeting place where you can safely and robustly debate the issues of our time, and you can leave with a sense of purpose.
This is a whole different approach to the issues and to the future of where we're going as a country.
The 20th century was called by most scholars the American century. We need to do everything we can to ensure that the 21st century will also be called the American century, that our leadership, which is irreplaceable, is kept in the world, that our inspiration to people who are suffering everywhere is again a part of the 21st century. I'm very optimistic. Obviously, there's a lot of work to do, but frankly, it's the kind of work that I really enjoy.